Friends, good evening and welcome to IR Vibes. This is your info, entertainment, and reviews channel. Here with another earthquake update. California struck with basically a 4.0 magnitude earthquake, pretty well near the west coast, striking up 1 kilometer from Agwin, California, right near San Francisco. But this is the thing, it's not the only quake that hit this area. They have this listed as a 3.4 magnitude, but then coming up over here, 13 kilometers from Calcatra, California, and it's at a 3.6 magnitude, which is the one I'm saying is pretty much a 4.0, and it wouldn't put it past me, you guys, if it went from a 4.0 and dropped down to a 3.6. We all know how that goes. Following by 3.3, right between Los Angeles, San Diego, 2.9, Aspen Springs, following by a 3.1, and then more quakes. I mean, this is just crazy. And this is going now just a couple of days back, just kind of get the idea. From today's, which is 26th of July, 2017, it's currently 7:46 p.m. here in Arizona, guys. On the 26th. And these are all within near time frames. 12:43 p.m., 12:08 p.m. Both in the same area, 13 kilometers from Calcatra, California, 3.3 and 3.6. And then going to July 25th, down to the 24th, and just look where these quakes are hitting. But when I got notified before I brought this update, these quakes were not being shown on the usual source that I use to keep you guys updated with the latest earthquake seismic data events. Now currently, before we get into the earthquakes, take a look right now. This is all the volcanic activity happening as we speak. Some of them did throw out some plumes, especially the one in Russia, and as well elsewhere, but things are picking up. And every time these quakes start rocking up something, well, then that's when all this volcanic activity starts to pick up as well. And then take a look from Alaska's end going towards into Russia. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 volcanoes just within those distance. And then coming up over here, take a look. And then of course you have the Philippines, Indonesia, and then coming up even further over here, which is Sembang, Indonesia. And this was reported for the 12th through the 18th of July of 2017. 11,000 to 16,000 feet plumes from the center rose 3.3 to 4.9 kilometers and drifted just east, southeast, southeast, and west source, which was Darwin Volcanic Ash Advisory Center. As a heads up to also, what I want to do is bring you folks a live stream. And just something you can come, hang out, watch, probably do a couple hours of streaming for you folks and watch the volcanic activity live. And cams will be switching from multiple different areas throughout different countries, states, and very interesting. Actually, recently got to see live footage of the lava coming out. Man, just unreal. It's pretty cool to be able to see this and have real live cam footage. So definitely a big thumbs up to those people who are doing that, bringing that to us. Really cool. So for the next couple of days, you guys stay tuned in while I'm working on everything, getting it gathered up to bring it to you. But this is all the volcanic activity going on currently. Now back to the earthquakes. Check this out. I did not get any updates, believe it or not, surprisingly, for the earthquakes that are striking California. Now this is the EMSC, which are fairly well accurate. Definitely someone you could depend on. But here's the USGS, and now I'm getting updated, which was real funny because right before I popped this up for you guys right now as we're talking, I was not getting no updates. They were saying there was nothing. There were no earthquakes anywhere. in this area that we're looking at right here along the west coast. So there's the 3.3 now, following by the other quakes, but then about 10 minutes prior, before I give you guys this update right here, there was nothing. So, and I know it's not behind as far as receiving data, because once the data is posted, it's posted because it's, of course, USGS. And what made got the notification was from the other source, which has the tsunami alert warnings, and of course the earthquake updates, which updated me saying, hey, California just got hit with basically a 4.0 magnitude quake. Came here, it wasn't showing, so that's why I brought it onto the main site, and that's where I was showing you guys right there. But now it's showing. So back to it, which was kind of weird. Wish I would have captured that earlier. You guys would have been definitely would have agreed where I was coming from. 3.6, definitely a possible 4.0. Now, from earlier's update, talking about a 50% chance of a 5.0 magnitude striking along the west coast somewhere, highly possible now, you guys. I think my chances just went up because of this seismic right here. It's right along the main plate system. That thing rips right on through there, you guys. So that just lifted the chances even higher for a 5 magnitude. We know we haven't seen that happen for quite a little bit. And we all know California is just doomed waiting for that big one to come. But that's not the main one. I'm more worried about what's going on near Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and all that whole region, even including Indonesia, all that area. I think definitely my main concern is what I'm worried about, because if that was a give out, then we have the rest of this whole ocean floor to worry about. And think of all the faults and all these major cracks that are opened up from previous big earthquakes. Hawaii, 3.08 magnitude, 13.96 kilometers in depth. And despite with the activity for California, definitely going to be picking up just because of that 4 mag. And I say it's a 4 magnitude just because numbers are always the number game. Put it that way. Let's call it that. The number game. That's going to be the new thing for the channel. Every time we see an earthquake listed at a 4.9, but then next you know it's dropped to 3.5. That's the number game. So we'll just call it that. There we go. Nailed it. So anyhow, continuing on, you guys. As I was mentioning, with these 6 magnitude earthquakes that are going to be coming for the week, we've already had 2 of them. And things are now really starting to pick up. This is just crazy stuff. 4.6 striking right up in Fiji, hitting the weak zone. Another 4.8 at only 42.61 kilometers in depth, and this is just south of the Kemetic Islands area. And then bam, just right behind New Zealand. Take a look at this. 4.9, it's a 5.0 west of Macau Islands, and this was only 26.16 kilometers, and I was showing on the 25th. Now over here, Indonesia's picking up. Could Indonesia get hit with a 6.5 or another near 7 magnitude earthquake, you guys? Is it possible? What do you think? I would like to tell you guys it is, because the way it's going in this area. And all of you already know, those of you who watch That Sense and as well keeping up to date with me, there's many other great forecasters out there who do what we do. And I have to say, as I said this before, I say it again, we've been very well on point when it comes to all these quakes, and especially if something was to erupt. And if a 7 was a hit, then next we get the big whammy surprise, and bam, there's that 7 magnitude. So, could Indonesia get a 7 mag or somewhere within this area? What do you guys think? Post it in the comments below. I want to hear what you folks think about this. I mean, look very good in this area. Look at the massive uptick in all the seismic compared to the last 2 days. And this one area alone is getting hammered. One on top of another, on top of another. We're seeing 5.5s, 4.9s, of course. That was a 5.0, 4.5, and these are pretty fairly well shallow. And then coming up towards the Philippines, very well close, 5.1. And this is 403 kilometers in depth, which is deep. Coming up over here as well, bam, Philippines. There's a 5.0 magnitude right there. And that's the one that's even going to trigger some more activity for the Philippines itself. We've already seen 6 magnitudes strike that area, and we've seen some devastation of quakes taking down even buildings from the recent activity that had just happened recently. And then coming up over here, there it is, 6.0 magnitude, as I was saying. And this one was only 10 kilometers in depth, folks. And this was Japan. Holy crap, man. This is what I was saying with what is going on for Japan. This is what kind of gets a little bit more eerie, even though they already dumped all that nuclear waste, but it can happen again. And God forbid it freaking doesn't. And this is not the only one we have to worry about, you guys. We got the west coast of California with the nuclear power plant over there also that everyone's got to worry about. And it's sitting right on top of the freaking main plate system. Right there on top. And it is right in between Los Angeles and San Diego along the west coast. That is another one I worry about, because if California was to get hit with just the right magnitude, especially if it hit right there where the power plant is, we gonna have a big problem, just like the Fukushima incident. And the way it's gonna be for the next couple of days to come, we're gonna have a massive amount, and we're gonna be seeing way more than just 4s and 3 magnitude quakes. All in this whole area, you won't see nothing that is under a 4.5 magnitude for the rest of the week. Everything you're going to see right here is all going to be floating around within the 5s and 6 and even the 4.5s and 7 magnitude quakes. Now, as far as for the 2 weeks to come, as a 2 weeks heads up for everyone, just because of the way how I'm seeing things looking right here, and you guys know how I've said this before, and it's happened, we definitely might see a 7 magnitude quake. And I'm not just saying this to just say it, you guys. It is highly possible anywhere along these whole regions. And this is counting from Russia all the way as far back up through into Indonesia. This has been a massive uprise in earthquakes. And then, of course, we have the Fiji areas region to worry about also. And then including New Zealand. I mean, this shows for itself. And these two 6.0 magnitude quakes, because the one that struck out there in Indonesia, that's basically probably a 6.0. Even though it shows a 5 plus magnitude. But think about it again, as always. We always get the data that's always adjusted. The number game. There. So Alaska is going to be picking up in seismic events as well. I mean, man, things are lighting up, you guys. Now, wouldn't it be so nice to just have a break and then no earthquakes? I think things would be so much more steady, because when these quakes are hitting at such the magnitudes that they are, it can't stop. And this is where it gets even crazy, because it then triggers more earthquakes to set off. And then those earthquakes trigger the other earthquakes to be set off. And etc. It just goes on and on and on. And then wherever that stops, then, well, we're lucky if we do get a break for that moment. But for in the meantime, we are not going to get any breaks with what is going on with all this seismic events. And this is just today's quake. Now, you guys, imagine looking at a full 30-day forecast. Holy crap. A full 30 days of earthquakes, which I haven't yet seen. Later on today, we'll go ahead and do that and take a look at the last 30 days, which is including today's seismic activity. And I'll probably be doing this maybe about 10 o'clock p.m. tonight, Arizona time, updating you folks with this. So keep an eye out for me. But we'll go ahead and see what 30 days looks like. And I bet you the majority of this planet is probably going to be covered up with freaking earthquakes. It's really bad. And then adding into the USGS, you guys could just see. Look at that. How much can this planet handle between everything? Holy cow, you guys. This definitely shows very well for the 2 weeks to come of what to expect. I mean, look at this. It's getting closer and closer to the West Coast, you guys. Look at those patterns, and this is why I say this is one thing. This is what I've learned for myself, which what works for me. So when I give you guys a predicament that, hey, keep an eye out for these earthquakes to come, well then, that's how I've studied and learned it myself, and I've been on point every time. That sense is always on point, and he has his own unique way doing and predicting of what's coming for ahead of time. So it's really amazing, you guys, and these patterns, it just shows it. They're creeping surely but slowly closer to Alaska. The bigger quake's going to start hitting there. Then next thing you know it, bam, we're going to start seeing the West Coast. And because of that 4.0 that just hit California, well, stay tuned for the week because we just might see a 5.0. Friends, visitors, lots of love. Thank you guys all again. Huge shout out to all of you. Shout out to Dutch Sense as well, and including youtube.com. Thank you for the great support. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram. Now back on there, you guys. And also come check me out on Facebook. Follow me there as well, as I'll be doing some updates, a lot more. And I'm going to be embedding my live stream from stream.live. And when I go live, you guys can all come and join me, or you'd be able to see when I'm live. In case you guys are all around hanging out, come and join me during those times.